Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Dr. IYABO. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If we've never met, I will do a brief introduction of myself. I'm a board certified pediatrician, a physician entrepreneur, which means I own and run my own practice in Atlanta. I also own other income streams. I'm a business and lifestyle coach, a motivational speaker, an author. My book, Permanent Happiness, is available on Amazon and you can get your copy. I'm also a lifestyle blogger. My blog, the Peace Place blog, is on my website. I'm also a wife and mom of 4. And if you'd like to learn more about me, please visit my website at driyabo.com. And all of my information and how to contact me and to follow me on Instagram is also in the description in this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will subscribe to my channel. I do have a lot of videos that I publish every week, between 2 to 3 videos every single week, and they're all about business and lifestyle. So I'm your money to your honey coach. If you want to make more money and to attract your honey and live a really beautiful, fulfilling lifestyle, you're on the right page. So today we're talking about how to find your purpose. This again was a video that was requested by one of my friends on Instagram, one of my followers really, but if you know me, I don't like calling followers. I just feel it's kind of demeaning. But anyway, one of my friends on Instagram responded to my Instagram story, because I often will post stories doing a poll, asking people the topics they want me to talk about on YouTube. And this was one of them. And I thought it was a fantastic topic because if you follow me on any of my platforms, you already know that I'm always talking about God-given purpose, God-given assignments, how to find your purpose, how to use your gifts and all of that. So it's nice to be able to talk about all of that on one specific video. So before I started doing this video, I looked up the meaning, the definition of purpose in the dictionary, and I loved this definition. Purpose is the reason for which something is done or created, right? So the purpose of me doing this video is to educate people about how to find your purpose, right? So our life purpose is the reason why we exist in this life. It's the reason why we were created by God to exist in this life, right? What is our value to this life? What is our contribution to this life? So really your purpose is, what is your value? You exist, you wake up every day, you're breathing life, you're happy, you're healthy, you have a roof over your head, you live in a comfortable house. What else is your purpose? Because your purpose can't just be living in a beautiful house and having food to eat and having a family that loves you and that you love. There must be a larger purpose for you. So what value do you bring to this world? What contribution do you make to this world? That is your purpose. And how do we find it? That is what we're going to talk about today. So I want to ask with the questions, because I always, you know me, I like taking polls, I like questions. The question you should first start to ask yourself is, who am I? If you were to tell people who you were, who would you be? Who are you? What makes you happy? What makes you fulfilled? What makes you want to get out of bed in the morning? Aside from things that you know you have to do, because we all have to get up and make a living and pay our bills, right? Those are things we have to do. But what else do you love doing? What else makes you feel fulfilled? What makes you feel full as a human being? What makes you happy? What brings you peace? What brings you fulfillment? And what makes your life have meaning? That's that last question. So the first and the last questions are the most important. Who am I? And what brings my life meaning? Those are the 2 questions you need to write down in your journal and start. So that's where you're going to start from with trying to figure out what your purpose is, right? Then after that, purpose is using your God-given gifts that you were born with to bring value and to contribute positively to the world. So we're warming up, right? Now we know that purpose is that value or contribution we bring to the world. But what are the tools? What are you going to use to fulfill that purpose? You're going to use your God-given gifts and talents that you were born with. You're going to use those to bring value and contribution to the world, to help people other than the people in the four walls of your home, right? Because if all we had to do was just bring purpose to a nuclear family, that would be a very selfish world. So purpose is also, of course, you're going to contribute and bring value to your family members, right? You're going to bring value to your husband, to your kids, your grandparents, all of that, your parents. But outside of those loved ones, who else are you bringing value to? The tools you're going to use are your God-given gifts and your talents to bring value to the world. Now, purpose could come in different shapes and sizes. This is something that you'll have to figure out yourself, or you may have to hire a specialist or an expert or a coach to help you figure out your purpose in life, to help you figure out from ground zero, from now that you're watching this video, moving forward, how to tap into those creative gifts, or even how to find out what they are. Some of you make a statement that I don't like hearing at all and saying, I don't have any gifts. You know, some doctors have made that statement to me and I'm like, how can you say that? If you're breathing and you woke up this morning and you're watching this video, you have creative gifts and talents inside you that you can use to bring value and contribution to the world. And if you're an adult and you haven't found that out, then you definitely need a coach or somebody to help you figure it out. Now, we all go to school, we all get a career, most of us go to college, most of us go to school. There's actually many people in parts of the world who don't have the privilege of going to school, right? That doesn't mean they don't have gifts and talents. There are many people who've never stepped foot in an academic setting before, but that doesn't mean they lack creative gifts or talents. Every single person that God brings to this earth has creative gifts and talents. You may not know how to read or speak English. You may not have gone to school or college, but there are many skills you can still use to leverage your life to help the world, right? My mom did not have the privilege of a formal education at all, but she was a super successful businesswoman. She had many shops where she sold things. She was in business with my dad. They made so much money. They built a lot of homes in Lagos. They also even had a home in London for many years. So again, you don't have to go to school. Yes, school, I'm not saying don't go to school or drop out of college. All of that also helps you build your gifts and your future. So your gifts could be anything from, you know how to bake cakes, and you're using that to monetize and to help people, to make people happy. Valentine's Day is coming up. If you're a good cake baker, you can use that to make people's love lives better. You can use it to make people happy. It could be that you're a good problem solver. So if you are hired in a company, you could be the person that helps them solve problems. It could be that you're a very scientific person and you're the person who's going to invent things. Somebody invented the internet, right? That is somebody who used his gifts to have purpose in the world. So it's so many things, as long as it's bringing value and contribution to the world. And then your career isn't necessarily your purpose. I think this is where a lot of women and men get confused. They're like, oh, but I'm working a job. Is that my purpose? I'm an engineer and I'm working as an engineer. Is that my purpose? Your career, yes, could well be your purpose, but your career isn't always your purpose. For me, I'm a board certified pediatrician. That's what I went to school for, to college for. I graduated being a doctor, but I don't look at my purpose as a doctor. I actually look at my overall big picture purpose as being a healer. Yeah, I think that that's what I came to this earth for, to heal people. So yeah, I started with my career of medicine. That's where, I get my livelihood from. That's where I get able to pay my bills and live in a house and all that. But that's not my overall purpose. As the years went by, God revealed more of my larger purpose to me because I was submitted to Him and I had quiet time. I was journaling. I was around the right company. My dad, my parents, all of those people nurtured me. So as time went on, I figured out that I'm actually a healer because I started writing books. I started blogging. I started being on social media. I became a mentor to medical students. I saw that I was just an overall healer and a peace giver to people. So that is what I'm tapping into now, still now. And now that I'm coaching, I understand that, yes, I am a healer. A healer doesn't just have to be somebody who heals diseases. A healer could be somebody who heals people of their mental health problems, heals people of their sadness, heals people of their confusion, heals people of being lost. So that's what I believe my purpose is. And I'm using that in many ways, from blogging and coaching and writing, being on social media, speaking, doing YouTube videos. So that is me. And I know that I have those gifts of persistence, of healing, of perseverance, of being stubborn, so which means I'm able to achieve my goals, of being able to bring peace to people, clarity to people, be somebody who's gone through challenges, and I can use my challenges to help people, to heal people. I went through a divorce. I didn't drown in sadness and in the divorce. Now I'm using my divorce story to help other women who've gone through a divorce, or who are looking to get out of their marriages, or who are confused. So those are the gifts God gave me, and I'm tapping into them every day. And my purpose is the value or the contribution I'm bringing to this world with my creative gifts and my talents. So purpose is the reason that we're on this earth. Again, the definition of purpose is the reason for which something is done, or the reason for which it is created. So our purpose is the reason why you're created. The person who asked this question, that's purpose. How do we find purpose? That is what I'm trying to answer for you here. So your purpose is using your gifts and your talents to bring value and contribution to the world. For some people, it's easy for them to figure out their purpose. For many other people, they have to hire an expert like a coach to help them, because there's a lot of things that you may not see yourself that other people see. And how do you figure that out? It has to be somebody on the outside who is an expert at doing it, talking to you, asking you questions, listening to your life story, listening to your triumphs and your losses and your wins, and being able to say, oh, this seems like it's your gifts. This seems like it's your talent. This is what you should be doing to change lives. This is what you should be doing. And in fact, you can even monetize it while you're changing lives. So figuring out your purpose, how to find your purpose, is the question. God has given all of us different gifts, but you may not be able to figure out your gifts and your talents that you're going to use to live out your purpose on your own. You may be lucky that you have parents who've nurtured you well and who've been telling you, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. You're very good at being a leader. You should be the leader in an organization. You're very good with money. You should be an entrepreneur. You should help people with their finances. So it may not be your career. There's some people who become doctors, but their real purpose is in fashion designing, right? Because they were forced to become doctors by their parents. Or there's some people who are accountants, but their real purpose is in real estate. There's so many things. So as life goes on, you have to figure out what it is that people are telling you you're good at, and tap into those people that are trusted people, not people who are criticizing you, because many people will be quick to point out your negative traits, but people won't point out your positive traits. So people who've been around you, loved ones, what are those positive traits they've been telling you? Oh, you're so good at this. Oh, your cakes are wonderful. You bake the best cakes. Oh, you should start a business. So if there's things that you know that people are always telling you, you should tap into those. But if you're completely confused and you're oblivious to what your gifts and talents are, and you really want to figure out your purpose, and God didn't say we shouldn't make money from our purpose. Actually, that's why God gifted us with creative gifts and talents, because He wants us to use those gifts and talents to earn our daily bread, right? To get money to eat, to have a roof over our heads, pay our bills, and to be able to keep changing the world. So God, there's nothing wrong with monetizing your gifts and your talents and your purpose. And this is where experienced coaches come into play. My coaching clients, each and every one of them, I have helped them figure the things that they're good at, that sometimes is even different from the career they've been in for so many years. And they're like, oh, you're right, because so many people have been telling me the same thing, but I didn't listen. But now that you said it, you're right. And then I help them tap into those creative gifts and talents, set up a business, make the business work, set up a great online business, online brand, and they start to change the world. So I hope this answered your question. Your purpose is the reason why you were created. Then the way you're going to find your purpose is to figure out what your creative gifts and talents are that you were born with. I'm not saying what you went to school to study, because sometimes what you went to school to study may be different from your purpose. The way you make money, you've been making money for years, may not necessarily be your purpose. Your purpose should bring you happiness. Your purpose should bring you passion and light. When you're working in your purpose and living in your purpose, it's not going to feel like work. For me now, this YouTube video that I'm making doesn't feel like work. I love making it because I know I'm helping people out there. I'm pouring into people out there. But I know eventually I'll be able to monetize it. So it's win-win. I love it. I love what I'm doing. It's not stressful. I just love doing it. I'm doing it in the comfort of my home. But I know that it's going to help people. So your purpose isn't that job that you're dragging yourself to do, that is burning you out, that you hate doing. That's not your purpose. That's another thing I should mention. That is key. If you're living in your purpose and you're offering good value and contributing to this world, and you're actually using the gifts that God gave you, you're not going to be dragging yourself out of bed. You're not going to be burning yourself out. You're going to love doing it so much that it won't even stress you out. You love doing it. It will make you happy and make other people happy. So that is what purpose is. I hope this video helped you. I hope it shed some light onto how do you find your purpose. You find your purpose by listening to what other people have been saying are the good things about you. Or if you're somebody who's very spiritual and you've been spending a lot of time alone and journaling, you may have been able to sense your own purpose by yourself, but that's not the case with most people. A lot of people live their entire lives without finding their purpose. And this is why there's so many people that are distraught and unhappy and sad and dealing with mental health issues because they're not living in their purpose. If you find your purpose and you find out that there's a bigger life outside of you and outside of your little comfortable, happy home, and their lives and souls waiting for you to touch them, that is what's going to bring you happiness, and all the sadness and depression will go away. That is the reason why there's so many people living in all of this, heartache and sadness, because they haven't found their God-given purpose. So if you find your God-given purpose, that is like the ultimate way to be happy. If you're following me on Instagram, you must have watched a couple of my videos where I talked about that there's no human and there's nothing that can bring you sustained joy in this world than you finding your God-given purpose and living that out every single day. So that's why I'm saying this video is really, really important. I'm glad I was able to talk about purpose in one video, because purpose is the way that you can have sustained joy and happiness. And if you can't figure out your gifts and talents, you don't know where to start from to figure out your purpose, there are many excellent coaches that can help you, life coaches that can help you. And you're talking to one here, or rather you're listening to one here. I don't know if you're talking to me, but you're listening to one here. I'm very experienced with helping people figure out their creative gifts and talents. You can read all my testimonials on my Instagram page, on my website, and even on LinkedIn. So I hope this video was helpful. How do you find your purpose? This is how you find it, okay? By yourself, by hiring a coach, or by listening to what people have been telling you for a long time, or by that nagging thought that will not leave your mind. That failed project that you did many years ago that didn't do well because you didn't have the good coaches around you, you didn't have good advice around you, but it hasn't left your mind. You still keep thinking, if only I could try it again, if only I could try this venture again, if only I could try this project again. That could be part of your life goal, your life purpose that is not leaving your consciousness, because that's what you should be doing. So if you have some failed projects years ago that is just not living your consciousness, that's probably your creative gifts trying to burst out of you. So maybe you should try it again, or hire a good coach like myself this time to help you make sure that it works out. So yeah, your purpose may just come through you if you're giving yourself enough time to think, or people around you may have been telling you, or you may have to hire a coach, a life coach, a business coach, somebody skilled in being able to talk to people and help them figure out their gifts and their purpose. I hope this helped. I'll see you on the next video. I do publish 2 to 3 videos every week. I hope you'll subscribe to my page if you haven't already subscribed. Thank you for watching. I love you and God bless. Bye-bye.